Don't play with her, don't be dishonest. Ay. Still not understanding this logic. Ay. I'm back and I'm better.
Hi guys, Queen Riley here, and today I am coming at you guys with an everyday look. This is something that I go to when I'm going to work, or if I'm just going out to run errands like I'm going to do today. It's very, very simple. I'm using all drugstore products for the most part. I think my eyeshadows are Morphe, but they are still very, very affordable. The foundation that I'm going to use today is the CoverGirl All Day Flawless. And this is the 3-in-1 foundation with SPF 20 in it. And my color is Q80 or Q825. And it's Golden Honey. I absolutely love this stuff. For a drugstore product, I feel like it has really, really good coverage. And in this video, I'm going to do a full-on talk through for you guys, like in real time. It's not going to be a voiceover or anything, because I want you guys to see step by step and really understand what it is that I'm doing. Because with the voiceover, yeah, you can follow along, but when someone is actually talking to you, it's a little bit easier, especially for my beginners. And this will be a beginner look. So if you guys are interested in this video, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so I've already primed my face and I've moisturized my face, and what I used was my my MAC Charge Water Face Moisturizer, and then I also used my MAC Prep and Prime to go ahead and prime my face. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and color correct, because I do have a few dark spots. I also have a pimple here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I do have a pimple here that I'm just going to color correct. And what I'm going to use for that is my MAC Prep and Prime. This is the only thing, this and my eyeshadows are the only thing that are not drugstore, just because I haven't found anything that I particularly like from a drugstore yet, but I'm still on the hunt for that. But I'm going to use this, and what you want to do is you want to take, for me, because I have a yellow undertone, I'm going to use an orange Prep and Prime. Now if you have redness, for me, I just have dark spots, or, you know, discoloration in certain parts of my face. So I'm going to use an orange to conceal that and make it an even canvas, or the same color for the most part of my face. Like, I think I might be butchering that. But basically what you want to do is you want to use something that's going to cover the spots and just give you kind of like an even canvas. Now, if you have red spots or red blemishes or anything, you want to use something green, just so you can cancel out that redness. But with the black, or not the black, but the discoloration, you want to use something orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dot a little bit on my pimple, under my eyes. And it doesn't have to be neat, because you're going to blend it in anyways. And then just around my mouth. You guys have seen me do this a lot of times, but I just wanted to, you know, fully explain what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a damp beauty blender. What I did was I just ran it under the water in my bathroom, and I'm just going to blend all of that in. And if you are wondering how I did my eyebrows, I already did an updated eyebrow routine, which I will link it down below in the description bar. So if you are interested in how I do my eyebrows, just go ahead and click the link, and it will take you right there. But what you want to do is you just want to blend all of this out, and it's basically going to cover all the dark spots, so that when you go in to do your foundation, you won't have such discoloration. So you just want to blend that in, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but you can already see that it looks a lot more even than what it did before. And if you don't get it all, it's okay, because when you go back in and put on your foundation, it's going to blend in even more. And if you hear something, that's just my air conditioner. So that's what that noise is, if you even hear it. So now I'm just going to go in with my foundation. I'm going to take a couple of pumps on the back of my hand, and if you want, you can kind of rub it in if you want to warm it up. but I mean, I don't see the point in that. But I'm just gonna take the back of the beauty blender and I'm gonna dip it in there. And what I like to do is I like to just kind of go over my face and just put product everywhere. And for me, that just makes the blending process a lot easier. Now, what I like to do is I don't rub it in when I'm using a beauty blender. I like to pat it like that. Because if you rub it, I just feel like you're putting more of the product on your beauty blender than you are on your face. So if you just pat it, and it kind of gives you that airbrush effect without actually it being airbrushed. So you can achieve an airbrushed effect with just a beauty blender. You can also do it with a brush too. And if you guys are interested, let me know down below and I can show you how to do that as well. But you just want to blend it in. And as I said in other tutorials, the whole concept of makeup is just basically blending. Like, it's not anything too hard, but you just want to make sure that it's all blended in. And it, depending on how heavy you like your makeup, you can always go back. You can always go back and do an extra layer. So I'm just gonna go back in and fill those spots that I feel like need a little bit more coverage. And you can also pat over your eyes too if you would like. But I'm also going to go back in with my concealer and use that as a base for my eyeshadows. Okay. So that's it for the face for now as far as foundation goes. Now what you want to do is you want to go in with your concealer of choice. And what I'm going to use is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is like one of the most inexpensive concealers that you probably can find on the market that I know of, and it's just like a NARS or anything, you know, of that sort. So I love it. And mine is in Cool Tan, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to conceal under my eyes. And what you want to do is you want to go in a V shape. Some people like to do dots, but you just want to go in a V shape. And it's fairly simple. You just draw a V, and then you just kind of fill it in, kind of like, you know, coloring. And that's all you. And I'm not going to do like the highlighting and everything because, again, I want this to be very natural and it's an everyday look. And when I'm getting ready for work, I don't really have time to do like the full contour and everything like that. So you just want to take this same beauty blender that you use, or you can use a different one. But what you want to do is you want to use this side. You want to use the tip so that you can really get into the crevices of your eye. So go ahead and blend that in. And I like to also pat this as well instead of like, you know, sweeping it, because it's your under eye area is very thin, so you have to be very careful with that and just patting it. I would also recommend using your finger if you're fairly new to this. If you just use your ring finger, because it is the weakest point of your finger, and just kind of pat in circular motions until it's all blended in. But I just like to use my beauty blender just because it's easier for me to do that way. And you just want to blend that in really good. And you can also, as I said, just go over top your eye, because I'm going to use that as a base anyways for my eyeshadows. And you just want to do the same thing on the other side. And I like to bring mine down like a little bit above the cheek. And just blend. Now if you want more of a highlight, then by all means go ahead and use a color that's like a shade or two lighter than you. But for me, I'm just going to do this. This is just fine for an everyday look for me. Okay. So now that that is all blended to my liking, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set it. So what I'm going to use is my banana powder, and I'm just going to set it as usual. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Real Technique beauty blender. It's not really a beauty blender, but it's a Real Techniques blender. And I'm just going to dip this side. If you can tell, this side is flat. So I'm just going to dip that into my banana powder, and I'm just going to pat it. I'm not going to bake. I'm just going to pat that right up under my eye, just to set it so that it won't crease on me. And then I'm also going to set my eye with that as well, just so that my eyeshadow won't crease. And then, like I said, I'm not baking today, so I'm just going to take a brush and I'm just going to sweep it away. You can press it in, press and sweep is what you want to do. Press and sweep. And I usually don't use this brush to do this. I couldn't find my other brush, but what I usually would use is a contour brush from the BX Cosmetics, because it's kind of like an angle and it'll really get in there really good. So, yeah. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use flesh tones. I'm not going to do anything major. I'm going to use 2 colors, and that's going to be it. The colors that I'm going to use is going to be a flesh tone all over the lid, and the color that I'm going to use is going to be this color here. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid. Like I said, it's not going to be anything too dramatic. You're probably going to be like, why is she using that color? You can't even see it. That's the point. You want it to be as natural as you possibly can get it. At least for me, anyways. And it's kind of orangey, so... And what you want to do is, you want to just put that all over the lid. And I'm using a flat brush by MAC. I don't know the name of it because this brush is so old, but you just want to kind of pat that all over your lid. Instead of swiping it, you just want to pat it to the desired color that you wanted, or to the desired lightness that you wanted. But that's all you're going to do. And you're going to do that to both eyes. This is a lot lighter than I wanted it to be. I actually wanted a more flesh tone color, but this will work for today. So just pat that all over the lid. And it doesn't have to be neat because you're going to go back in and you're going to blend it anyways. So now what you want to do is you want to take a blending brush and you just want to blend what you just did. And I usually like to do a transition color, but I didn't do that today just because, again, I just want this to be very natural. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of depth for my eye. And I'm going to use this color right here. And I'm going to take a small taper blending brush, and this is the Sigma E45 brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a little bit of product, and I'm just going to go right in the outer V and the crease. And I'm not going to take it all the way in. I'm just going to outer V, which is this area right here. And like I said, I'll do a full detailed tutorial on just eyeshadows, or how to apply eyeshadows. But I'm just going to take this and just going to go right here in the crease. Not all the way, just to like the what is this, 3/4, and just right there. And that's going to bring some depth to my eye. And then you just want to do that on the other eye. And it looks kind of harsh now, I know, but we're going to go back in and just blend that, so don't worry. Okay. So now that we have that, we're gonna take that same blending brush, and we're just gonna blend that so that there's no harsh lines. So just blend it all together. And what you want to do is you just want to go back and forth in like windshield wiper motions. And you want to do the other eye too. And for this particular look, I'm not going to do any eyeliner or anything like that, but what I will do is do heavy mascara. So the mascara that I'm using is the Skyrise NYC lengthening mascara, and this really is a good product for people who don't have like long lashes. I have long lashes, but I like it because it makes my lashes pop even more. And what you want to do is you just want to really pat this on. And by not using an eyeliner at the bottom, it wakens your eyes up. So it makes you look more awake and just more refreshed. At least that's how I feel. So just pack this on as much as you want. And then you want to just go ahead and do the bottom too. Now, a trick that I notice about the bottom lashes, because a lot of people don't have bottom lashes, if you use a skinnier wand tip, then it'll be easier, okay? Okay, so that is it for the eyes. So for the face, we're going to go ahead and set the face. And what I'm going to use is the Black Radiance Soft Focus. And I've never used anything from Black Radiance, but I just wanted to try it. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this and use a BH Cosmetics brush. Like a big fluffy brush. And I'm just going to take some of this powder and I'm just going to set my face. All the areas that I didn't put the banana powder. So it's basically my whole face. I like this. Okay, so now I'm not going to contour, but what I will do is I'm going to bronze my entire face, and what I'm going to use is the Milani Baked Bronzer. And this kind of has a little bit of gold reflex or gold shimmer to it. So we'll see how this works because this is a new product of mine. And I'm just going to use again another BH Cosmetics brush that comes with the contour kit, and I'm just going to bronze my entire face. I don't really know how I feel about this just because I feel like it's not dark enough. that I'm going for today, it'll do. Okay? So for blush, I'm going to go in with NYX Rouge Cream Blush. And I hardly ever use cream blushes just because I don't know how I feel about them yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fluffy buffing brush by BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to put these on the apples of my cheeks, or put this on the apple of my cheeks. And you can go as heavy as you want on the blush. But what you want to do is, if you want to just, where I bronze that, you want to make sure that they go together, like hand in hand. And if you were to contour, you would have blended that. But I'm also going to do a full video on contouring and highlighting as well. But you just want to make sure that all of this stuff is blended really seamlessly. And it looks like it's all merging together. So like one is with the other. I don't know if that makes sense or not. That pimple has to go. But what I like to do after I do all of that is I'm just going to take that same brush that I used to set my face with. I'm just going to go over what I just did. And what that does is it makes you look like you're glowing from within, because you're basically setting that too. At least that's how I feel about it. But you know, everybody has their own little technique and whatnot. Okay. So now for the lips, we're going to go very, very simple on the lips. Or you can go as dramatic as you want, just because your overall look or the rest of your face is very simple. So you can go bold on the lips if you want, but for me, I'm just going to go very simple. I'm going to go in with this Jordana Easy Liner. It's actually for your eyes, but I'm just going to use it on my lips. And it is a dark brown. It says brown suede. And I'm just going to line my lips. And you can go, if you want like a fuller lip, you can actually overline your lips a little bit. For today, I'm just going to keep it very simple. Okay. And for the gloss today, I'm just going to go in with MAC's Pussy Willow, because I love this stuff. And I'm not going to highlight or anything like that for today, because again, I just want it to be very natural. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to set my face. And what I'm going to use is the NYX Dewy Finishing Spray. And it says MSS02, but I don't know if they have like different ones, but I'm just going to spray this all over my face. Now a trick that I learned is that if you have like heavy eyeshadows on and you don't want them to be misted, because sometimes when you spray your face or set your face, it can settle into your eyeshadows. What you can do is just put your hand in front of your face or in front of your eyes and just go over your entire face, the rest of your face. But for today, I really don't care, so. You just want to fan that away. Alright, so this is the completed look. I just went ahead and threw like a little bun in my head and put on my clothes and this necklace. Can you see that? Just added this little necklace that I got from Target, matter of fact. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this look. It's very simple, it's very achievable. It takes maybe like 10 minutes at the most. It's a quick get up and go. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And thank you guys for, you know, tuning into my videos. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything in particular that you would like to see. And if not, then until next time, see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah.